Okay, from Ouarzazate to Marrakesh. On this video, you're gonna hear our real thoughts about staying almost half a year in Morocco. We have to elong the trip again, so we have to stay longer in Morocco again. Why we have to do it, why we have to stay longer, we will tell you in a few weeks. So definitely stay with us, watch our videos, and then you're gonna find out why we definitely had to stay longer. But for now, we're doing the trip from the desert to a green scenario. Let's go. When we came to Morocco in November last year, everything was new, everything was exciting, and especially getting to know the food was so good. This experience was so good. But then what we also experienced was that people are thinking that you're rich. You're a traveler, you're rich. We are living in a camper van. We have no flat, no house in Germany. What's waiting for us? And there are some things we still have to pay back in Germany. So really, I'm really not rich. But compared to some people and how they live here and what they have, of course, again, we are rich. But sometimes it was really hard and frustrating, and I definitely struggled with it. When it's like they come to your van and they ask for money, and would you like, do you give them or you don't? In our family we have 4 children and 2 adults, and we're all hungry, and then you're like, I'm hungry too. So do I give 10 dirhams or do I save 10 dirhams for some fruit or whatever? And in Marrakesh, on our first trip, we were in Marrakesh around Christmas time, and it was really not understandable for us how a parking spot can cost 100 dirhams when picking out a tooth, like from a dentist, also costs 100 dirhams. This is the story with the tooth. We didn't show you because it was really, really private, but for Manuel, a baby tooth has to be picked out because it was really, really, really bad. And the new one was already coming, and the new one pushes the old one back, but it was so worse. So we went to a dentist in Safi, and there she extracts the tooth. Anyway, 100 dirhams as well. So this is sometimes it's really hard to like find out what's a good price, what's a bad price, and what is like really too expensive. So see, I want to talk to you about men and women, what we experienced in Morocco so far. It was interesting for us to notice that, okay, the man in marriage or in family has the last word. In Germany, you can tell like being married is something people don't do any longer. So being married at a young age and staying in marriage is pretty like old-fashioned. And in a partnership, you're like equalized. Men and women are the same, doing the same decisions. They basically do the same. And so coming here to Morocco, it was very interesting for us to experience that Danny has to go for it. Danny has to discuss about the price. Yeah, most of the time the price. Where we sit, what we eat, my temperament or my character is that I'm very fast in decisions. I don't like people taking minutes or, in my point of view, hours to decide something. I need to have a fast decision. So sometimes I interrupt them and was saying something, and I felt like, okay, but the other guy who was talking to Daniel was waiting for Daniel's decision and not for mine. And I could have been mad about this because I have an opinion too, but here I learned to lay back and watch the kids, keeping them quiet until the decision is made. So for our marriage and for our relationship, for our how we feel in our relationship, this was actually a pretty healing situation or a pretty healing time. So that Daniel really has to stand and he has to represent the family. This is so loud, I don't know if you can hear me. So the YouTube monetization was really a big thing for us. We're so happy to finally get monetized. We're still thinking about so many things of how we do videos, what kind of videos we do, how we are connecting with you guys. I mean, you are our viewers and we must do the videos interesting for you, but still good for us because it's our work right now and we don't want to bother our kids so much with the video production, but we still want to be them part of the videos. First year is hard. Making videos with getting no money is hard because you do something for nothing and that's really not a good feeling. And during the first year, when we were in Spain and in Portugal, we found our video style and that took a while. It takes a while to find your style. Oh wow, it's a rhyme. And so now it's getting better and better and better and views are getting higher and higher and higher and that's good. That's actually good. Yes. Of course, we don't have 1 million subscribers yet, but we'll see.
It's green, 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 green. It's green.
What is it?
Green.
Oh, okay.
Sieht aus wie eine Pferdekoppel.
Yeah.
But it's not. It was a restaurant.
Aber da sind Leute und essen.
Food? What?
Yeah.
So we turn to go to the other restaurant to have finally something to eat for lunch during Ramadan. Okay, haltet euch bitte fest. Haltet euch bitte fest.
Okay. Ja.
Haltet euch bitte
Können wir
fest.
uns gegenseitig festhalten oder?
No, this. Oh, this is Jannebach.
Ja.
Fertig mit Schlafen.
Gut.
Hast du gut geschlafen? Okay, now back to the restaurant. Food! Okay, so you're not seeing the restaurant right now? Yes, I'm gonna show it to you. But we are on the parking spot for the restaurant. So stopping here. Let's have some lunch! Yes! There it is! Yay! Sorry guys, this time you're not gonna be with us. We have some privacy during eating, okay?
It's me. So, let's go on the next ride to Marrakesh. Here we go. Driving. So, traveling does have an impact on your life in changing how you see the world. You see how other people live, you see other countries, you see, well, a lot of different things that you are not aware when you stay in your home country or your hometown. You do not recognize things when you do not know that it can be done differently. We are often asked about poor, rich and poor. So how is it? How are the poor people living? And how do you act? How do you behave confronted with the poor? And well, first of all, from all countries in Africa, Morocco is not one of the poor countries. Still, there are poor people, but what does it mean actually? Like, I really question the concept of rich and poor. We decided with very little budget to go on this trip, and we couldn't afford it, so we asked other people. That's how we did it. And we met some very good friends who said, I like the idea and I can give you a loan so you can start. Well, thanks, by the way, to our very good friends who gave us this opportunity, who gave us this chance. And there is a growing economy in Morocco, so I think there are a lot of opportunities for the people here to have new jobs, have new incomes. There is a very, very big part of it is tourism. We do meet people who really know how to do it. Yeah, they combine the Arabic, Moroccan, African, outgoing culture. Yeah, straightforward, inviting the people. Hey, come to my house. Hey, come here. I show you. And then some people are really, really friendly, and so we enjoy ourselves being there. And then I'm lucky buying something. And then other people, they are so focused on the money that it doesn't really feel good spending time with them. Yeah, most of it was in Marrakesh. And Marrakesh is so full of tourists, so the people there know we can get money from the tourists, and so they focus on, we want to get money from the tourists. And we kind of share the experience of the poor. When we started our travel here, we spent all our money to get to Morocco, and when we arrive, we didn't have any money at all. We didn't have any money left. And so for the first week, we lived by 10 euro the whole week with 6 people. So to get water, I asked people, hey, can I get water? And they gave me water, so don't spend money on water. And then we tried to buy the really cheap things. Like, we were surprised on how cheap bread is. You can buy bread for 1 dirham. And it's when Jesus says the prayer, and he says, give us our daily bread. I really feel this now, that to have a bread every day, and that's all I need, so I can fill my stomach, and then I can be thankful, and I can praise God and say, hey, thanks. And so I don't really think, oh, the poor people, they don't have money, they can't go on vacation, they can't buy computers, they can't buy bicycles, they can't buy smartphones. Poor people, oh, they are so poor. Why? Why is this our standard of living? We can have a bread every day. We can have some olive oil, and it's good. We can have some tea. This is the basic supply. And then you have a chabala, you have a warm jacket, and you're good. You can live, you can be happy. When you have the basics covered, be thankful. Yeah, I can feel this now. I'm thankful. I'm thankful for every day that I can have bread on my plate, and I'm thankful. And I think so. The poor are not poor because they are poor. They are poor because we name them poor. I cannot say anything about other countries, but as far as I know, most of the starving, most of the really terrible conditions when people they don't have good life is because of war. So it's because we humans behave bad to our own kind. This is the real problem. It's not that people are poor, it's that we make them poor because we allow war to happen. So, in Germany it is normal that every household has its own washing machine and maybe even a dryer. You have a dishwasher, you have several television, TV screens, computers, stuff like that. A normal family has 2 cars, like man and husband and wife both have their own car for driving to work, driving the kids where they need to go, and so on. And here, even in Spain, we went to a town and we asked, hey, where can we wash our clothes? And they say, well, we don't have laundry here, you wash by hands. So, and it's pretty common in Morocco. You wash your clothes by hands. You go to the river. I regularly see women at the river, and then they put a plastic mat on the ground so you don't use, so it's clean, and then you can wash with the water from the river. And for some Germans, they would say these people are poor. But on the other hand, it's just how they do it. They go to the river and wash their clothes. So what is bad about it? Why is it poor? You go to the river, wash your clothes by yourself, enjoy the fresh air, enjoy the cold water around your feet. And it's what makes you healthy. It's different, and it's also a good life, I think. It's also a life that people can enjoy when having more hand contact to the real stuff. Not only plastic and digital life, but real life. Get a real life. Yeah. And we show our things here on YouTube. Yeah, it's digital. Yeah, when we see each other, when you watch us, it's digital. But get a real life, people. Go out, go to the forest, go into the nature, do it. Take your bike, take a ride, whatever you want, whatever you enjoy. Go swimming in the cold waters. It's good for you. I went into the Atlantic in February and I did enjoy myself. It's good. Now we have been away from the Atlantic for almost 2 months, and I'm looking forward to go back to the Atlantic because I like it. The waves, and use our board that we bought in between. I'm looking forward to it. So, living in a caravan for 15 months now with 4 kids, 6 people on like 8 square meters. 4 square meter is the bedroom, like it's the bedroom. It's also the living room. It's also the office where we do the homework, the school, and also we eat on the bed. And then we have the kitchen, which is also the bathroom. And that's it. And this is all our house. This is the whole thing where we are living in. It's not a lot of space, but it's still working for us. It is. We enjoy being together as a family. I think that's one of the most important things. If you are thinking about going for van life, make sure you have the right people with you that you really want to spend time with. For our relationship, I think we are closer now. We are closer now when sharing adventures. When it's not always about cleaning the house, it's way less cleaning now than in our 140 square meter house, right? Doing laundry, well, we don't have that much clothes, but we wash when we think it's time for washing. We wash with our hands, and then we enjoy the process of washing. It's not a duty anymore. It's part of our life. I try to enjoy myself while doing it. I would recommend that. Market in the mountains. I did not recognize the name of this place. So, when life in Morocco, is it safe? It's one of the questions we are asked kind of frequently. Is it safe? Do you feel safe? And first of all, I can say yes, totally. I feel totally safe driving through Morocco. There are some parts where the gendarmerie and the police, they say to me, this is not a safe place, it's risky, I will show you a safe place for the night. And then I say, okay, thanks, I will do what you say to me, no problem. We had this moment of someone being at our car, and then I jump out of bed, open the door, yell and say, what are you doing? And then I didn't see anybody. I don't know who it was, I don't know what it was. We were thinking, well, maybe it was a dog or animal or something. Someone was on our bikes, and then I didn't see anybody. And we also had these moments when kids come to our van and they are so excited about the kids' bikes and they want to have it. And they say, please, 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 can we have the bikes? And then in one small village, we said, hey, you can use it. Here, you can try it, and then you bring it back. And they were happy, excited, driving down the hills with the bikes. They really enjoyed it. They had so much fun. And then they came back and wanted to give us some money. And they said, here, I give you 100 dirham. And then they came back, hey, I give you 200 dirham. And we said, no, we need those bikes. We can't give it to you. Our kids want to have this, so we cannot sell it. And then they were sad, and it took us some time for convincing them to give the bikes back, but in the end they are good people, so we had our bikes back, and then we left the village. In another place, we spent 3 nights at the parking at the beach, and then in the 4th evening, gendarmerie came and say, this is not a good place, you cannot stay here, please go to an official camping site. We don't use camping site that much. Sometimes we do it, but not regularly. By the way, we are now on the north side of the Atlas Mountains, and you can see it's green because here is the rain coming from the ocean, and on the south side it is the desert side. It's dry and gray. So this one evening, it's 9 o'clock and we have to leave. The family is sleeping already and I am driving. And then there's another control gendarmerie on the street, and they say, where are you coming from, where are you going to, and we have the little chat and so. And then I was thinking, okay, is it a good idea? So is it safe? I had this question in my mind. And then I saw these 2 men, it's dark, and they stand on the side and they show their finger and say, hey, can you take me? And I was really, okay, is it a good idea in the night where eventually it's not a safe place where I'm here now? Is it a good idea to stop and have strangers coming into my car? And I was pushing away those doubts and stopping and making down the window and talking and say, hey, how are you doing? So, and they one of them, he speaks English. He spoke English. I think he still speaks English. He's a teacher, And he says, yeah, we want to go to the next town here, Tisnit. And I say, well, that's okay, you can come. And we had a really good time. And I was explaining, I am driving because I need to have a space for the night. And he says, well, it's no problem. You can come to my house and you can have your car in the back of my house. Well, good. So, good for me, good for him that I stopped. And I didn't listen to my fears, but listen to my kindness. And then he says, yeah, you can use my Wi-Fi here, you can have breakfast. And I say, well, thanks, it's really good. We help each other. It's so much better than being afraid of each other. And I don't want, though, it could be risky, stop me from having these experiences. So we have our normal family day is after breakfast we have like 1 hour of schooling with math, English, German, writing, reading, also biology or other subjects. I think it's good to have these kind of habits. And then also learning is taking place all over the day. All the time, and we have kids who are asking questions and say, why is this? So how is it working? And then we can talk, so we can find out together. And luckily my wife and I, we study a lot and so we can explain a lot of things in different, like history, religion, language, but also chemistry, nature science, stuff like that. And we have good books with us, so we can read. The kids can read themselves and find out how it's working. And then we also learn by what we experience. We have reasons for learning, so we have things to talk about. This is what you cannot have in school, when you sit in the same room day after day and you don't have this learning with your whole body. Well, so this is what we're used to driving to Marrakesh. This is how the streets look like. It's far, white, it's flat, you have big roads, and it's really comfortable. It's really common in Morocco. No matter where you go, you will see horses. And yeah, so is it poor people using horses? I don't know. I'm not really sure about that. Then you have these really modern houses. So this is a whole different world. It's a city. Okay, so in front of us is like the center, and I want to thank you for joining us on this way. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and write your questions and write your comments down, because it's really important to know your thoughts and know what you're thinking. Have you been to Marrakesh? Have you been to Morocco? Have you ever driven this road? What was your best drive in your life? What was the best road that you've been driven? And what are your thoughts on spending time abroad? Please let us know, and see you in the next video.